way that you can have interest in different things and you balance them out. For example, when it comes to training, coaching, those are a very personal, selective kind of thing. So if a company needs media training for its staff, then they will book to design a training for them. Life coaching is personal, each individual or small groups. Yeah, that's something I started this year after I got my certification. And I think I started it because a lot of people for all the years that I've been on the limelight have always reached out to me to help them with one thing or the other. And the main thing that I saw standing out was everybody's like, how are you so confident? How do you have so much self-esteem? And I'm like, okay, this is something that I've been able to tell people. Why don't I just formalize it and make it into a business? And so that is what I do. So people who are looking for life coaching and are serious about changing their lives, especially now, during this period where things that, it's time to dig deep and work on yourself. So that's something that the event, it's when events are there. Even it's when events are there.
Events is when events are there. Sorry.
I'm not doing it every day of my life. I'm doing it when as I get clients that are worth me getting out of my house to go do the job. You know what I'm saying? It's that kind of thing.
I get you. Another thing, you're doing all this and you're in your 40s. As in, one thing most people have always asked is, Yani, how do you do all this? How do you keep managing to look younger every day? It's amazing. And you always you always come out looking gorgeous. It's amazing. How do you do it?
Let me tell you first.
Yes.
The love of the Lord is the first thing that keeps me this way. Okay? The love of the Lord.
Yes.
And I think people don't realize that you need to be happy in the fact that, guess what? You woke up and you could breathe, you could see, your hands were working, your legs were working. So that thankfulness is one of the things that keeps you happy and smiling. And if you're happy and smiling, you look like young, just like you. You don't age. It's only that I can see there's like a small katumbo starting to.
It's just this. I'm wearing a Kateni t-shirt. By the way,
you have a hobby my whole life, and I've known you for long. I've known you for 20 years. I have never.
It's one of those ones that will be attributed to good genes. By the way, I can see everybody on IG who's logging in. Guys, come through. DJ Wiz, I see you. Lucia Wamboi, everybody feel free. Kalekye Mumo is in the building. Feel free to ask questions. You know how we do. It's the VIP section. The VIP tonight is Kalekye Mumo. We are going through her life, her history. And of course, you're going to get some knowledge imparted on you on how to become better at you and how to do what you do. Now, one of the biggest things that I believe you've always been asked, and we just have to bring it up. Now, you underwent a complete transformation. I believe you did it when you said you're doing it when you turned 40. You did it when you turned 40, and how was that like? What happened? Did you wake up and then just say, no, you know what? I want to do something different. How did it happen?
Okay, so I didn't do it when I was 40. I just ended up celebrating it when I turned 40. It was not the plan at all.
Oh.
So for me, like I always said, I am happy being in my own skin.
Yeah.
And until or unless it is a threat to my health, then I am okay being me. So I just went through a period of tough things towards the end of 2014 going into 2015.
Yeah.
And at that particular period, I started having a problem with my feet. I was swelling. There was a threat of blood clots. And so, exactly. So when I saw the doctor and he was like, you know what? First of all, I don't like hospitals, so I had not gone to see the doctor for like 3 months with my swelling feet. So, he was a little bit angry that I'd taken that long, and so he really gave me the third degree,
the full talk.
Yeah, and that kind of shook me. And when he explained what the threat was, and that for sure blood clots could have killed me, I mean, by the time you're being told what test after test, and we were lucky. And I just said, okay, then what do I need to do? He said, first of all, we need to reduce your weight. We need to make sure your feet are not swelling. So I just decided, you know what? I've yo-yoed over my weight all my life. It's time I find a solution that works. And so I just started doing it, and it was not about anyone. It was just about me and that conversation in that room with that doctor.
Yes.
I was telling my family and friends after I'd already found a program that I want, and I started. So it just so happened by the time I achieved my targets, I was like, hang on, I'm about to turn 40. So see, we celebrate this thing. So I'd already achieved this by end of 2015, and now I started planning for my birthday in March. And I was like, then I'm gonna do it. Yeah, and that's how that happened.
So that's how that happened. It's like it was also it was an excellent coincidence of everything, pretty much. Exactly. That's fantastic.
And achieve it at 40, I was like, oh, I've just done it. And it's a good thing I did it then, because man, in your 40s, man, the hormones.
Hey, you're making me think twice. I need to start doing my jumping jacks, such things.
Oh, you better. It's not about workout. It's about you eating right. That's the one thing that people don't get. Workout is for fitness.
And then diet is very important.
Yes, exactly.
That's excellent. All right, cool. Fam, thank you so much for tuning in. Big shout, everybody. I see you. Obi Mburu, Karibu, DJ Greats Kenya, Mr. Kananu, I see you. Then there's Q Lodic, I see you. Pythagoras, there's Pythagoras Theorem 01. Some of your usernames are just insane. DJ Sammy K254, Nate the Chef, Lucia Wamboi, DJ Wiz, Karibuni Sana. It's a VIP section. We're live with Kalekye Mumo, and this is how we're gonna do it. We want to ask about, Kalekye, I'm coming back to you in a bit to ask you about your life in music. That is a story that nobody has actually touched on. So we're getting back to Kalekye Mumo in a bit. Let's just bump to music kidogo as yes, everybody gets juxtaposed nicely and we get ready to enjoy everything, all right? You're chilling with the showstopper, Mr. DRU, fam. We have Kalekye Mumo in the building, and right now, let's take it back to the music. Are you ready? Let's do it.
You're live in the mix with the all-star Mista DRU.
Hear them. Don't worry, Pythagoras will do something about that.
Like I love you, but you know that it ain't the same.
That's right.
Let it flee, this I know, but now we got a thing. She gotta let you go. Oh, 'cause now I'm acting crazy. I'm out here calling you baby. I shouldn't have let you hit that, 'cause now I can't
forget
that. I thought I wouldn't really care much, but now I go all in love. Don't mean to be a hater, but ooh, damn, he's so good, so good, so good, so good.
It's different.
Good, so good, so ooh, damn, so good, so good, so good.
Let me take you back. Come on. Big shout, Pretty Murithi. Alwan Gui Karibu. One time, listen.
All of you, I say I'm better than all of you, all of you.
Ivan, welcome.
If you see my view, it's tolerant. I know my team is stronger than. My manager is smarter than. All you.
I'm taking it back. Let me take you back.
My life, Jackie. I give you my heart. I give you my soul. I give you my goodies. Hey, I'm not a gold digger. I'm not a gold digger.
We gotta do something different tonight.
Baby, I'm one of a kind. Never find another, so don't mess with my mind. Baby,
come on.
Before your sexy love, don't you know I've got this uprise within me.
Listen. Listen to this.
You've been on my mind and it's driving me crazy. Reconfirm if I may have this dance with you. Tonight, nataka nijiachilie. Unipeleke most, you know ukishikilie. A little bit tighter, oh baby, usiachilie.
That's how we do. This is Kalekye Mumo's Big Tune, listen. That's right.
You're live in the mix with the all-star Mista DRU.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, we got the lovely Kalekye Mumo in the building. Kalekye, where you at? Let's go. Aya.
Hey.
Fungua microphone. See, allow it. We remember these things, my dear. We remember these things. So now, as I said, remember, we're gonna. I told you we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about Kalekye's life in music. So it's a sidestep. So you started your music career. I remember there was Rescue, there was I'm Okay. So what was the plan behind that? Was this one of those things that was similar to what you were doing when, like for example, you decide after seeing the doctor, you decide to take control and take charge and do things different? Was this along the same lines, or was it something different?
I think for me and music, I've always loved music. I've always sung since I was a young girl. And I was in musicals, I was in, name it, all the places which you could sing and do stuff.
I have. You've always sung since you are Hey, you've always sung from since you're a young girl, as in we're talking about kanisa, ninini, or?
No, I'm talking about for school plays, for all the well, I did sing in church. I did sing in church from primary school.
Yes.
And I had a dream of being a musician. I won't lie, I wanted to. But I was like, okay, how do I do this? Will I ever do this? So when I reached a position where I was like, okay, let me try and see if I can afford this, because I think the biggest thing that no one ever tells you is that it's expensive to be a musician, especially in this country, because we do not have a set way that musicians can make money unless they're doing shows, and that's the only thing. And if you can't be a studio musician, your music doesn't get you money through the right channels of the different associations. It's not as similar as it will be anywhere else. Anyway,
yes.
I said, let me try. And let me just. It is expensive, and the videos alone. Man, I could have bought a plot of land with a big fat plot of land, raised something. By now, I should be having some many stories of apartments because of the expenses of the money I put into the music. So after doing, I did 4 songs. I did one which was a collabo with Electric DJs, which is really dope, because that one I myself. The other ones I had help, and I just realized, okay, this is great, but it's too expensive, and I can't keep up with this lifestyle and keep my job and doing these other things I like.
As in, it was too tasking.
Yeah, no, it was too tasking and too expensive. So now I sing in church and I'm happy.
Okay. We will get to the whole story for singing in church in a little bit. But first, I don't think, guys, do you remember this? Do you remember this one? There's this song that Kalekye did. Ebu, let me see if I can find it. Kalekye, let me take you off kidogo. There's this song that Kalekye did. Ebu, let's try and see if we can get it. Let's whip it out nice and proper. Just for kidogo, just for some context. Do you guys remember this one? As in yani mpaka alikuwa mpishi. This video has very many interesting cameos. It has interesting cameos all the way.
So guarded. Ni kwa sababu nilioamini walinicheza chenga. Ever asked yourself why I was so withdrawn? Ni kwa sababu niliowapenda kantesa tena na tena. But I found my faith, I found my strength, I found my way, and I got
Hey. Ebo. Hey, let's go back to that one. Kalekye, wait. So clearly the music bug had beaten you nice and proper.
I mean, it's really an expression of how you feel. And for me, I'm Okay was a really personal song.
Okay.
Because I've been burnt by the music industry. I got in, and the people who encouraged me to get in, I felt as if they were taking advantage of my name and they were not showing me the ropes. They were all just looking at how much money I can make them. And so I'm a smart, okay? So when I started out, I shut down completely. It took another 2 years before I released this song.
Yeah.
Things were also tough work at the time, and I was feeling, all these pressures. And I'm Okay was me realizing that, you know what, no matter what they say, no matter what happens,
yes,
I am okay because I know the Lord I serve. I am okay. And that's where that song came from. And so nicely written by Sana Ipetande. And she got exactly what I wanted in that song.
Let's take a step back. The song was written by, so you didn't write the song. So that's another construct of the Kenyan music industry that I don't think people get. That they're actually writers who can write, but then they can't sing and perform. So this is a different case because it's Sana, and Sana, you know how she can do everything from karaoke to sing. So how did that happen?
It's not even a karaoke artist. Sana is an amazing songwriter, and then she is an amazing singer.
Yes.
So the karaoke is just for the sake of let's make some bucks, but she's not even doing that now. She's a great actor.
Yeah.
That's Sana. You should get her on this show, by the way.
Don't worry, Sana, I'm looking for you.
So one of the things that I'm glad I understood a long time ago is that you do not have to be everything in an industry like music. Let the people who are good at writing write.
Yes.
Then you come deliver, because as long as they understand what it is you want to achieve with the song, what you're trying to say. Beyonce is a great performing artist. She has never written a song in her life. Okay,
that's actually a fact. People don't actually know that.
Whitney Houston never wrote any of her songs. Whitney didn't write her songs; they were written for her.
Whoa!
But she delivered them, and that's her role. Exactly.
So it's all
There's
about
nothing wrong.
So it's all about
There's
delivery.
nothing wrong. Yes. It is. If you are there to sing and your greatest strength is that you can sing, then fine. I did, however, write a song, and I wrote that with Electric DJs.
Yes.
And that, I think, me was just an amazing test of, can I do this? Because I think what I had a lot of was fear. Okay. So even getting to agree to do this, I was afraid. Yeah, okay. I was completely afraid. So when I wrote the song Gito, Electric DJs featured me on that song.
Yes.
And we didn't get a shoot video. We just did the instrumental. I mean the what do you call it? The audio.
Yes.
That felt good. That encouraged me that I can write. However, when I went back to do Rescue, I got Sana to write again because I loved her writing.
Hey, by the way, imagine, guys on the gram, there's Farah Mess, we see you, she's just record hundreds, kama mwingi. Felista Wanjiko said, gosh, I feel like I am just getting to know Kalekye. Clearly, hey, it's like you keep a proper low profile. By the way, tell guys, what's with these low profile things? By the way, Gavi40_44, big shout out to you. Asante sana for tuning in. It's how we're doing. And yes, so yeah, that Kaswali I asked. This thing of low profile, how does it operate with you? As in, is it pretty much your demeanor, or it's just a choice that you made? And I ask this because, you know, you're the queen of radio, and you've been on radio, as in you pretty much set the stage for most of the ladies who are in the game right now. So, you know, it's like a balance that doesn't add up, because out there you're loud, and then from there you're like, I like to keep to myself. You get?
Okay, so this is the thing, right?
Yeah.
There is a work persona, especially in the radio world, because in radio you are actually given a role to act.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is a persona you take up based on the station that you work.
Hey, wait, hang on a second. Kuna watu wameingia. Big shout, Pierre McKenna. I see you. I also see Just Lindsay. Karibu. Yes, it's a VIP section. We're chilling with Kalekye Mumo. It's all about good times. Kalekye, I was so sorry to cut you short. Lakini, hey, I can see Leo Muts 254. Tuendele. It is for acknowledging. We acknowledge the people who come through.
Yeah, very nice to see you here. So I think a low profile for me was a choice of how do I recenter myself. You know, you cannot be loud 24/7. I personally, I can't make it. I can't. But the persona that I was given to be on radio when I was serving my longest radio stint at KISS was supposed to represent a certain group of young women in this country.
All right.
And I was sound as if I am a 20-something-year-old. Now remember, I started off there when I was into my 30s. So obviously, I was not. So I was acting the part.
Ah, okay.
So back home, I'm back to being myself, you see?
So,
which simply means I'm able to deliver my job well.
So that means that even if you're to take up acting, you'd be like this.
Oh yeah, because I mean, like I said, when I was singing and doing that, I started acting when I was pretty young, and my first lead role, I was 9 years old.
Wow, 9.
I was acting as King Nero.
You're acting as?
King Nero.
King Nero.
Now yes, you have to go back to your Bible to find out.
Bas, hiyo sasa tutachambua Biblia. Okay, but hey, imagine, let's jump back to the biz side. After you left mainstream media, you decided to form KM Networks. So, what exactly is KM Networks all about?
Okay, so KM Network, first of all, is Kalekye Mumo Network, just, you know.
Hiyo tunajua.
So that is the brand name. Of course, it's housed by a different company, which I'm not going to tell you all because that is for business purposes only.
That's right.
But I really had always dreamt about having a show that actually has my name, right? And that's something that I've always wanted in my life. And so be able to put together a network that says, okay, I want to do certain things. I want to be able to do radio. I want to be able to do a TV, but also acknowledging that digital is the future. So how do I do that? Create a network and then build as you grow. You know, the biggest mistake that we make a lot of times as human beings is that we want to start big. You cannot start big. You've got to start with a big dream and a big plan. Okay? And sometimes as you start, things will formulate themselves. And
guys who are watching, the people who are watching, that is nugget number 1. You can't start big. Start with a big dream. Remember, it's like a tree. A tree doesn't start as a big tree. It's the seed Then from there you have to water, weka sijui, manure, nini, nurture it. But the dream is the huge tree.
Exactly.
Bas, Kalekye, point number 1 has been recorded. As we keep it going, yeah. So I was talking about now your career path. So you left, KISS. Then from there, more recently, you left K24 Networks. So, is there any aspect of the mainstream media that you miss?
I guess reaching out to more people, because of course the power of being on mainstream is that you can reach out to people in Mashinani, and let's just be honest, there are more people out there than there are in Nairobi. So those people may not necessarily know that we are on these digital platforms. There's just the issue of the way our country doesn't have an equal distribution of finances, so not everybody can afford the data bundles, not everyone has Wi-Fi. So for me, I feel like there are those people who are missing where I am or missing me and all that.
Yeah, there are many.
However, I mean, one thing I can tell you I do not miss is the politics. That I do not miss.
Because in every business, there is always some level of politics that can actually drag you down. 1 second, let's get back to the gram. I can see shout-outs over here. Hey, there's a TJ Kibugi. Big shout out to you. Jambo, he says, what's up? There's a Lopian and K who's joined in. Farah_Miss has said, you know what? It's true. Kalekye is always real and she loves you for that. TJ has laughed at you because you are acting like a dude in the play you're talking about. Felista One Jacob .528 is on full Mwenjoyo with everything that's going on, commenting, taking notes, and on top of that, I believe Felista wants to hear my baby again. Big shout out Twin G's from Dubai who's just joined in. We're in the VIP section. We got Kalekye Mumo live and direct over here. So, before we even go back to some music kidogo, I just want one more question, then from there we jump back to music for a little bit. I wanted to find out from you, because you've gone through all this, and I remember you started all the way back from Homeboys. Yes, guys, if you didn't know, Kalekye was in Homeboys at a certain point in her maisha. Sitasema, because even me, I was somewhere there. But, yeah.
Let me bust it.
Oui.
So I was my Homeboys, and this little skinny boy called Zero aka DJ Mista DRU walked in and says, I want to be a DJ. And that was in 2001.
Yeah.
That's how I met this guy. I must applaud you, because where you've come from that little guy who really wanted it, no one gave you a chance, and you'd come and sit and watch as the DJs are playing and take notes. He sat there with a counter book and wrote notes. How does this thing work? Why is he doing this?
It was live.
If you want something, nobody should ever tell you can't get it. It's you who will stop you from getting it.
Exactly. And better imagine, people don't, the weirdest part about everything is most people actually think that, they actually don't see that this whole thing in terms of doing what you do, it's a gradual process of the passion and believing and looking at your overall goal and seeing, yani, hey, this is where I want to be. Speaking of which, This one is not about me, it's about you. So let's talk about this. What's been your biggest career highlight? Because you've been in the media industry for over 20 years, actually. Professionally, for over 20 years, you've been in the media industry. What's your biggest highlight? What's the career highlight, the wow, the boom?
I think for me, it was achieving on radio, to be able to be such a force to reckon with, to be a great anchor, and to move from a drive show to a breakfast show. You must understand that was my ultimate dream. I had always wanted to be on radio from as young as 9 years old, listening to Voice of Kenya back then, VOK, and a show called Beat. I wanted to be on the radio. So let me tell you, when I got on the radio, I worked my lips behind off to be good at what it was I was doing. And I love talking to people. I love hearing their stories and helping them out. So for me, I'd say the fact that I was able to do that, and that I was able to change lives, because I do know I have managed to change some people's lives, for me, that is the biggest achievement. And I'm glad that I keep doing it even today.
That's fantastic. Right now, let's take a short break. Let's jump into a bit of music for a little bit. But when we come back, one of the things that I want to ingilia is, yes, you've taken a tangent which goes to digital media. And you embraced it even way before COVID-19 started. So we're going to get into that for a little bit. And of course, one of the things I want to find out is there are very many misconceptions out there. Very, very many, fam. So we need to find out what those misconceptions are. And Kalekye is here to tell us. You know how we're doing it. It's the VIP section. We're live with Kalekye Mumo. It's a showstopper, Mr. DRU right here. And you know how we do. It's all about good times, conversation, and good music, all right? So let's do this. Let's take it to the music for a second. And then from there, you know how we do. We're back with Kalekye in a bit, all right?
You're live in the mix with the all-star Mr. DRU. Mr. DRU. Mr. DRU.
I have my load. Yo, them say you're not reach now. Me laugh with them. I'm Sykes, man, I use cause I graphish them. Won't stop me with them clock cause I crawfish them. Prosperity me want cause me now wish them no bad. Get your youths them for rich and drive jag. No farm, yeah, me real true friend we a chat. Cause loyalty we nothing on nobody but me believe in a God. You can see a man's face, but you can't see his heart. On them and them evil starts, them bad mind ways can't tear you apart. God always in a heart. So represent for your true friend, yeah. Represent for your real friend, yeah. You inspire me. You inspire. You inspire my heart, my body, take over my mind, and now you.
That's right.
In my soul.
Come on.
The way you move your body to the beat, give me heat, you making him have to lose control. Look at this, you got everything I like. Let me confess, couple of your end of viral. Kila kitu wafanya mimi na I feel for real, I promise. Mkono kwenye Bible. When you move in cycle, ring proposal, make me wanna get to my knees. The queen of Afro dancer, you own the title, make your competition freeze. Give me the right, anyway, give me some of what you're serving, please. Cause your mind and your physicals, animalism, in me back to serve. Baby, you inspire me, inspire me, inspire me. Baby, you inspire me, you inspire me.
Listen.
Baby, you inspire me, inspire me, inspire me. Baby, you inspire me, you inspire me.
You're live in the mix with the all-star Mr. DRU.
What's up?
You're my thing part.
Come on, let's go.
Ai ni wewe, ubavu wangu mwenyewe. Ukifa nzikwe na wewe, nikifo zikwe na mie. Oh baby we, nogeshe, nogeshe baby. Baby nogeshe, nogeshe, nogeshe baby. Baby nogeshe, akwachu kushare na watu sitaki. Oh baby, boda boda yangu vipini pande mishikaki. Siwezi, basi nogeshe, nogeshe baby. Baby nogeshe, nogeshe, nogeshe baby. Baby nogeshe. Raha, raha tupu kupendana na wewe. Raha tupu.
For me.
I'm Miss lovely, sweet and sexy girl. She's a girl for me.
What me say?
Be on fire, nikiwa na yeye ni kubaya.
Hey.
Wakiniona nawe wanagwaya. Bad girl, she's on fire. Oh yeah, we on fire. Nikiwa na yeye ni kubaya. Wakiniona nawe wanagwaya. Bad girl, she's on fire. Oh yeah.
They say I'm a fool, that I'm going out with a girl like you. When you see a mambo, you know that too. Who see when I worry, you know I got you. You know you are running with a champion, Batman with all the connection. I'ma give you all my attention. You're my number one girl, yeah. I mean, so nice and lovely, sweet and sexy girl. She's a girl for me. I mean, so nice and lovely, sweet and sexy girl. She's a girl for me.
We on fire. Nikiwa na yeye ni kubaya. Wakiniona nawe wanakwaya. But girl, she's on fire. We on fire. Nikiwa na yeye ni kubaya. Wakiniona nawe wanakwaya. But girl, she's on fire.
Mfuko wangu unataka mashisha, na kwa mfuko pesa zangu zimeisha, na yule waiter ananitisha, ati mabouncer atawaita,
na huyu dem bado anaitisha, na mimi nashindo sasa venye nitazusha. Tulipatana juzi kwenye Instagram, na mimi sitaki kuchoma picha.
itakuwa ngori. Sikiza story,
One time.
wacha kucheka ngori, nilimuacha bila story, na ukicheza utapatana naye, patana naye, patana naye, utapatana naye, patana naye, patana naye, utapatana naye, patana naye, patana naye, patana naye, patana naye, patana naye.
Tonight'll be the sequel. Whoa. Send a pic, let a get a preview. Right now, I'm coming suited up on my GQ. And I'ma make you take it off with your teeth too nasty. Tonight we skinny dipping, no pool, girl. Set the one between your legs, I'm a fool, girl. Put the skirt on, turn you to my school, girl. Smack you with my ruler.
What time do you get off? I wanna see you tonight. What time will you be? I wanna hold you tonight.
That's right, let's go.
Kiss you now. I wanna just touch you now. I wanna just give you all my love tonight.
Come on, let go.
You won't be here in the morning, oh no. Tell your little friends that you're rolling solo. Tonight, boy, make my body go. Oh, lay it on me, lay it on me, baby, lay it on me. Oh, lay it on me, lay it on me, baby, lay it on me. Oh, lay it on me. Lay it on me, put it down on me, oh. Put your hands on my body. Lay it on me, lay it on me,
You're live in the mix with the all-star Mista DRU.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, you're live with the showstopper Mista DRU right now. I told you we got Kalekye Mumo live in the building. Let's take it down a notch. Let's take it down a notch. Macau, I see you. Karibu sana. It's how we do. Welcome to the VIP section. Kalekye, we got you live and direct. Kalekye.
Yo.
Yeah, now I can hear you
Throwback.
nice and proper. Nice and proper. We are taking guys journey on that funny, interesting throwback law school, new school journey. Big shout out everybody tuning in. Yes, at Kelly Lowland. Where Feliz Tata, where? Come on. What's not happening? All right, cool. Let's get back to it. So, we were talking about you and the way you jumped into digital media even before COVID-19 actually did hit. And yes, you started way mapema, which is actually like you had foresight. So yeah,
Some things it's not you, some things it's God.
I believe it.
I kid you not.
That one, the Sagodi. Sagodi is there. Yeah. So okay, let's go by the speaking of digital, let's go by the KM show that you have on IG. That's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 6 p.m. fam. Remember, 6 p.m. Kalekye Mumo. Hey, you engage her page from 6 p.m. So you interact with your fans heavily based on the discussion topics that you have, because them they are really, how do I put it? They are deep in a different level. So with this, what's the biggest misconception that you see people making?
Wow. Because the discussions we have are mainly about relationships, and relationships are relationships with everybody around your life. I mean, how you relate with people, not only in a love relationship of, your chosen partner.
Yeah.
There's the relationship you have with yourself. There's the relationship you have with your family, with God, and all those things hold you back to who you will be to another human being that has left another family to come to you. So one of the biggest misconceptions is that people assume that they don't have to deal with themselves first before they deal with other people.
That is problem number one.
That's a big thing to teach, because to be honest, when God said, love your neighbor as you love yourself, you can't love your neighbor if you don't know how to love yourself. You have to love yourself first.
So you're telling me that majority of the people don't even know how to love themselves first. They're just busy pointing fingers at the other person.
Exactly. Because they haven't dealt with a lot of things within themselves. They haven't understood how to be a person and be okay with yourself. So if, for example, I mean, you're in the limelight and you see this all the time. People poke fingers at you. People ask you, Mr. Drew, your setup is so much. It's too much. It's too this. Oh, you're doing. But umezoea because you know that there are people who will point at you no matter what. And that's because they can't figure out how to do it. And you sit down and think about, how can I do this? And I want to do it to perfection. Because one thing I know about you is you are a perfectionist. It is annoying, but it works.
It has to be, if it has to be done, it has to be done right. Pretty much that's the angle I always strive to keep to. If you have to do it right and make sure it's done properly.
That's because you know yourself.
Exactly.
And that's what I want to teach people. If you know yourself and are able to relate with yourself and can love being with yourself alone, and you're happy, and you can relate with someone else.
Exactly. Speaking of which, now let's talk about how wild people are in your DMs, because question that has been I think you've been sumbuliad by everyone, from all blogs to tabloids, nini kila kitu. Everyone is on your case saying that Muzichana ko single kabisa. So the madness that in your DM must be over the moon.
You guys, you have no idea. I'm telling you. I mean, people are proposing and I'm like, but you don't even know me. What if I'm a murderer and I just act and pretend for you over here? Like, are you mad? Are you proposing and you don't know me? Okay. I think...
Wow.
No, I mean, I'm serious. I just find it a bit strange, but that's just me. Anyway.
No, that is strange. That's totally strange.
I also feel, Mr. Drew, that my private life is my private life. One of the things that happened with the structure for the show that I used to do is that my character was derived as she's this single woman who always has an opinion on people who are dating as if she's in a relationship, and she hasn't been, so how does she know? And I played it so well, there are actually men who believed it and say, why are you keeping on telling us about these relationship things and advising our women and you've never been in one? Are you trying to tell me that in 10 years I never dated? Are you mad?
So is the biggest challenge, do people feel like you're unapproachable? Ama guys don't have that nguvu of shoot your shots? Many efforts, it's not there at all.
I think a lot of people assume I'm taken just because I take care of myself.
You take care of yourself. Baka pia kuna proposal hapa. Makau. Ameweka tu macho za maroho, masenta mazo, and even blowing kisses and everything. Already it starts.
You know what I mean?
Big shout Dennis Wahome Paloti 76. Yes, I can even see big shout Kim Nick D, DJ Kim, big shout DJ Jom Falme. Karibuni sana. Welcome to the VIP section. Yeah, if you're just joining in, fam, remember, it's the VIP section. We're live with Kalekye Mumo. Right now, we're sumbuing her about the men in her DMs like you. Kalekye, you were saying?
You see, the thing is, there are people who slide in your DM and all that stuff. And you must understand, as a public figure, there's also that thing of you can't just trust anyone and everyone. True. If I don't know you, I've never met you, I don't know someone who knows you, generally for me as a principal, it's going to be very hard. So if Mr. Drew, who I have known for 20 good years, comes and tells me, Kalekye, there's this guy I want you to meet, he's really nice and I think you'll like him, I will listen to you because I know you.
Yeah.
And I think that is a general rule that I don't know if it's called old school, because these days I see girls just hooking up left, right, and center with anybody. Then you end up saying, and then he hurt me. Because how did you know? You have no fallback plan, you have no security plan, and you're just there jumping with this guy. Who is he? You know? So for what it's worth, I think people can slide in my DM.
Yeah.
Some people, depending on how you approach me, I may talk to you. If you're guys, you know, DM is not a chat group. It is not a WhatsApp number. You can't say hi. Wait. Say what you're saying. I don't know you. Say what you are saying.
You
Hi,
know,
my name is so and
Ironically enough, we had Michelle Salami here last week, and she said the exact same thing. It's more like people are trying to nudge a conversation. Hi, how are you? You by that time you're like, tell me what you want before you cool a block.
Yeah, because listen, it's not my phone number that I gave you. You can say hi. No, I'm not friends that you can say hi, and I'm sorry. We are not friends just because you see me in public spaces. We are not friends. We don't have a relationship that way. So if you get into my DM and, for example, you want advice, just jump in and say, hi, my name is so-and-so, because some of you have the weirdest handles. They are not your names.
By the way, there are very few people who have handles that are their names. Ebu, let me not even... There are guys over here, _meme club. There are many people. And by the way, big shout to I am Steve Biko. Steve Biko says Kalekye is a wonderful woman. We've learned so much from her exposure. Where, madam, impacting people.
Radio, Akina Felista. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I see you all here.
Yeah, I can see. I can see Neremi. There's Neremi who's joined. There's Ken Wendwa. Guys, there's DJ Spectrum Kenya who's just picked in to see everything. DJ Carl Africa is really enjoying the conversation, just checking. So pretty much one of the other things is, you know, before let's say personalities were really inaccessible, because before you got somebody's number, you had to go through, you had to climb trees, jump over windows. Now this thing called DM makes it easier because people can reach out to you on a direct level. So what's some of the weirdest things that happen in that DM of yours?
Where? Let me tell you. Instagram, God, and I don't know why, and Facebook owns Instagram. I don't know why the Facebook people haven't learned. Instagram allows you to be able to screen before you get anything. Yeah. It'll block sensitive content, and then if you DM me, I have the right to choose whether I'll open it or not. I can see what you've written, decide whether to engage or not. Hale Facebook, oh my Facebook people, I love you, but let me just say, the things that you say and do and send, I actually removed my instant messenger kabisa. I removed.
Watu wanatuma kila kitu from D-pics to nini, everything.
Oh, Satan, devil,
Shindwe. Big shout, Collins Chacha says he's locked in. You have Twin G's DXB from Dubai who says greetings from Dubai, Kalekye. Watching you, wanakupenda wo te. Now, now let's get into a very, very different side of you. You recently devoted your life to Christ, and that is a big move, and that's a huge step. And yes, congratulations, because that is something that is, yeah, it's a big move, and it's really, really big. Now, one of the things that I want to find out is about misconceptions. What are the biggest misconceptions you see with your friends, with your fans? Because it's like, I don't know if people get it, that once you devote your life to Christ, it doesn't mean that you have to become, I don't know, a holy Joe or whatever. So just explain this whole story.
First of all, you're the first one to come out and ask me, because I don't believe that it's something that I should go running to the blogs and to the hood, say, hey, I got saved. I don't know. No. Let them see the Christ in me. That is what I understand.
That I picked from exactly the things that you post, because your quotes are more motivational, they're very spiritual. You have pictures of verses that you read in the Bible. You attend worship services, and this is a side of you that never used to feature in your social media feed. So I was like, hey, this one, there's a different path. So, continue.
So one of the biggest things that, I guess people assume is that you're going to stop being the fun-loving person that you are, for example. There are things that you're going to stop because it's your choice. And guess what? Nobody's telling you, now that you've given your life to Christ, stop this, stop this, stop this, stop this. You will read for yourself, because it's a personal journey. It's a personal relationship. You read your Bible, you have a conviction, God will speak to you in a certain way, and you will find yourself changing by yourself. Because if it doesn't happen that way, and you're doing it because you think it's what you're supposed to do, or what you were told people who give their life to Christ to do, then you're not being authentic. And I think a lot of the Christians that we've seen in this country have given a face that is so different.
Yeah.
Like there's them crowd and then the rest of the world, It's like separating the chaff from
it's like sieving the chaff from, So you're actually dead spot on that point, because it's like there's a huge rift. It's like people are like, now because I'm like this, it means that it's a default setting that I have to operate in this way. And from what I'm getting you saying is, it's a personal choice in how you decide on how you're going to act, because the journey is personal. It's not one of those ones of telling the whole world, hey, look at me, I'm like this. That's what I'm getting from it.
So the misconception is that you're going to, first of all, change immediately and automatically. It's not going to happen.
Like a switch.
It's not going to happen. It's not a switch. And second thing is that you will choose the path you want to live because of the conviction that you have.
Yeah.
And the relationship you have with God. And the awareness, the more aware you become, the more you study your Bible. I'm still an infant in Christ, I will say, even if I gave my life to Christ 3 years ago. I still am an infant. There's so much more I need to learn and so much I need to explore.
Yeah.
And I'm not oblivious to the fact. So one of the things that scared me in this journey, because for me and God, it was a tug of war for years. From
the get-go.
I'd given my life to Christ as a teenager, then something happened in my life, and I gave up on God, and I told him, by the way, I respect you, I fear you, but deuces, man. I'll only holler when I need something and see you at Christmas or something like that. And
By the way, the funny thing about that is actually what you're saying is very, very true. Steve, we'll get Biko, I can see you. We are getting to your question. Steve Biko has asked an important question, but Kalekye, please finish first.
Yeah. So by the time I was now, like, when God is calling you, you will have a battle with Him. He'll be calling you. The devil gives you an excuse and tells you, what will your friends think?
Like,
you'll lose all your friends.
Yes. Those are the things I'm saying. As in that.
The ones you've been partying with, now you'll be with them, and then you tell them, me, I'm not going to the club. Then they say, they don't want to hang out with you. That's rubbish. If you have real friends, they will be your friends and respect your choices. So when I made the decision, I told my closest friends, I told my family, and I said, this doesn't change who I am. It will change my thinking, it will change my conversations, but I'll still be me. And they've seen it, and no one left. Nobody has left, so I'm thankful. I have good friends.
Hey, fantastic. Nobody left. Hey, because I know there are people, they are dropped like hot maca. Until somebody says that. The story is just...
Maturity and also how you approach it. Me, I think the thing that people do is that you go blatantly telling people, I'm born again now. I don't want to see people drinking near me. I don't want to see... You can't live life like that, but you're an adult. And you see, for me, I was already in my 40s. So the parameters were like, I just changed my life. It's not about you. If you want to change, have a conversation with God.
Yeah.
Okay? If you ask, I will encourage you. If there's a situation that you need to discuss, I will give you an answer based on my godly perspective. But I will not be there trying to make you do something you don't want to do. And that's one thing I love about my spiritual father, my pastor, our pastor. He walked with me this journey, and he used to tell me, by the way, if you may think you're an awesome person, the day you decide, that will be you. The day I made my decision, he wasn't even the one preaching. So it wasn't about him.
It wasn't about him, it was you personally. Now, there's this guy called I Am Steve Biko, and he is asking, how do you juggle between your spiritual journey and your worldly journey? Hey, guys, I've gone deep. Hey.
Yeah, that's one of my peeps from KM Radio.
Yeah.
Biko, nice to see you here. And I think the hardest, that was one of the hardest things for me, because my job and whatever it is that I've been called to do was very worldly. Very worldly.
Yes.
Being on radio, being on TV, the kind of conversations, the things you are exposed to. And so I asked to God, surely, you're calling me now when I'm in the thick of these things, man. You know. Now,
right now? Like, really? Now?
And you know what? He said, this is the reason you are there. Because then go plant these seeds for people to think and acknowledge me and give me the reverence. And that's how I do it. Look at us now. Do you imagine that one day Ciro would be here having a conversation about God and my relationship with God?
Yes.
I hope it's going to be interesting for you and for the people who are watching.
I believe so. Yeah.
And so the back was, I understand what the world is and what it's done.
Yes.
How do I help people's perspective from that worldly view to change into a more wholesome, loving, godly view? How can I be of influence just by the conversation? And that's why I do what I do. Simple. From Live and Uncut, KM Radio, and to whatever else I want to do in the future, it's about conversations that are powerful.
Hang on, handbrake there. Let's go to Live and Uncut. I actually jumped that one. Thanks for bringing it back. So now in Live and Uncut, you did it all the way from Nairobi till even when you went to the US, and you did Live and Uncut. So is this a project that you want to bring to life on mainstream media, or you're still adamant that, you know what, if you're not going on digital, sahau? If
you want to buy it,
I don't own a TV station, my dear. Me niko on free channels.
I was the people who are watching. They can go and tell them, the owners, that, okay, so this is the thing, right?
Yes.
I looked at the great names that I love and watch consistently. Oprah moved from mainstream TV and moved her full project and focused with a heavy impact. I know she still has some of her shows on their mainstream, but she focused on digital.
Yeah.
Because it's the future, right?
Sure.
Look at what happened with Steve.
Yeah, Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey. For him, he started getting issues with the network. He moved to Facebook Watch, and he's still producing. Okay, so this is how I look at it. I wanted to have free reins over my shows, because while I was doing my shows, even at K24, they started being, all these things of
you're being put in like a small box of things that actually your creative control is being micromanaged.
Exactly, and this thing has been working. So I'm a believer of, if it ain't broke,
don't fix
try
it.
To fix.
Fix it. If the car is working, it's working. Quick one before I forget. We're speaking earlier, and you're telling me that CNN has hollered at you. What's that about?
Oh yeah. Okay. So you've seen the Vogue challenge.
Yes.
And the Vogue challenge is basically, apparently it started sometime in May, and it was just superseded by Black Lives Matter. But then people back, because even in the conversation of Black Lives Matter, it was apparent that Vogue had said that in the 127 years that they have been in existence, they have had only 12 or 21, I can't remember which it is, whether it's 12 or 21, black faces on the cover of a huge magazine like Vogue.
Yeah, and Vogue is on its own level.
And they've never really focused on that. They don't even have photographers or creatives or some of the staff who are black. They just have never done it. And so the way it began with the world now saying, let's make our own covers and show them. Even us.
We
can be on. Okay. And this was by Black people. So I caught on to it on like Sunday night, and I saw it on Pinky Gelani's page, and then I saw it on a couple of other celebrities' pages, and I said, you know what? I've done some own personal shoots with a Vogue perspective. I love doing photo shoots, and I come up with concepts towards that. And that particular photo that I used, now so Vogue that CNN style from Warner Turner, the company that owns CNN, they got in touch with me yesterday. And they said, look, we've seen your photos on Instagram. And I was like, they know my Instagram.
You're like, the blue tick, the power of the blue tick.
Listen, we've seen your photo, and we wanted to ask you if we can cover you on the article we want to write about this. And I said, hell yeah. And so they asked me a couple of questions about why I joined, what I think, what I wish for the fashion industry. And being a fashionista, I had my answers. And boom, today, just like about it was 10 minutes before we began this live. The article was up because, of course, America is up and about now. And the CNN style have covered, and they've quoted me, and they know that I am a media network owner.
Make a screenshot. Hey, that one, full fire. Congratulations, Kalekye. Hey, making moves. That one, we need to see it. You have to put it on Nini. What's it called again? We are waiting to see it on the feed.
It is there on my stories. I have posted it and shared the link. You can just swipe up. You'll see that. I posted it also on my timeline and put it in my bio, so you can go check that out. I'm just so grateful to God because honestly, there are people who in this country had done really great ones. I loved Sarah Hassan's post. I loved Amina Rabat's post. But they called me. And I was like, what?
You're like, me? Little me?
And I jumped on it like a day later. Wow. So there's blessings in that. Let us spread forth the name of Kenya. Let us put it out there. And to the young people here, what you post, what you say, that's name of yours on your handle. You see, if I was using weird handle, that
it becomes difficult.
It won't help me. Now, because and that's a lesson I must say, one of the things that Caroline Mutoko said is use your full name as it appears on your document. Because then, when they Google you, they find your name. You any embassy now, if I go to an embassy, I can verify who I am faster than if I had a pseudonym. And then I'm telling
of Kalekye Hot Girl 26.
It can't work. It cannot work.
Oh man, by the way, you're getting mad love over here on the gram. You're getting mad love from everybody. Farmist, Steve Biko, Lopian, and Kay. Yes, girl. There's congratulations. There's fire emoji.
You're live.
I see you. There's fire emoji. Macau says the same. Yeah. Big shout out to everybody else who was joining. I can see Boniface CD, Interior Place, Kenya. I see you guys checking into the party. Vegi, pole sana. I will come back to that thing, that game of yours another day. So it's how it is. By the way, imagine, ananisumbua juu ya Coin Master. That one, I have to big up Sonient. He's the one who just made me learn how to kill my battery in that game. Big sharp Sonient. Okay, now I know I have kept you for long, so let's wind it up. So just on a last tip, so there are those who look up to you a lot, and I believe in today's conversation in the VIP section, we have captured a small snippet of how it is to be Kalekye, how to know how Kalekye lives her life, to see her career, her life goals, her path, her passion. So to those who look up to you, what can you tell them? What guidance can you give them? And this one is actually kind of specific. What guidance can you give them based on the fact, as in on something that you wish you knew earlier in life and your career? What can you tell them?
I always find that question so hard. Because,
it is difficult.
What I wish I knew for my career is that not everybody wishes you well, because for me, I'm always that person who will give you my trust until you break it, and sometimes people really hurt you when they break it. And that another lesson that I learned in the career world was that people will love you only for so long as they can see you in certain places. And that for me was really, really hard. Like, that was a hard pill to learn. What else? What I wish I knew for what else? The rest of my life? Other things? So not to take everything so seriously. I think sometimes nakuanga I'm serious sana, and that sometimes can be misconstrued as you're not a fun person, or like you can't be dated, or just because I have a demeanor of speaking up. But siwezi change. Mwenye atanipenda vile niko na.
Let me ask you, do you feel that that's one of the things also, hey, by the way, it's like I have like a ton of questions. Do you feel like people actually get pushed off because they're like, you know what, they want somebody who's submissive completely, and you're like, you know what, that ain't me?
No, first of all, we dealt with submissive in my show, and being able to submit does not mean that you cannot be a strong woman. It's a misconception, because what does submission mean to you, Mr. Drew? What does it mean to you?
Submission doesn't mean that it's you get down on your knees when you're serving me dish. As in, you get what submission is. One of those ones of we're on the same plane of no one is one step higher than the other, because it's not a competition in life. You find somebody and you're like, you know what, our end goal is this, so we align, we achieve it together. I submit to you in the fact that I am not perfect, and you submit to me in the same way. You're not perfect. However, the end goal is we can achieve our end goal, and we can be perfect with our imperfections together. That's how I look at it.
So submission is giving your all.
Yes.
Hook, line, and sinker. All feet, miguu, nini.
Mpaka kichwa chublush.
Everything. Now, let me teach you something.
Okay.
When you're asked to submit to your husband, mwanaume amekuoa. Okay? It's like you're submitting to God. The same way a man is told to submit to Christ.
Yes.
So a man is given this task of love your woman, because the way God loves us as the head of the church, if a man loves his woman as the head of his home, she will submit to him. So the way I've given my life to Christ, all of it, I still have imperfections, I still make mistakes, I still sin.
No one is perfect.
He doesn't stop loving me. Now, if a man, you as a husband, and I know you're a husband and a father, if you give all love to your wife and your children, they will submit to you.
Correct.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
So people misuse this submission thing so much. And being a vocal person, or being a confident woman who knows what she wants, isn't afraid to express herself, does not mean that you cannot submit, because submit means giving my all.
True
and
that.
I will confidently, loudly, and openly tell you that I'm giving you my all if you're the lucky man. Simple as that.
Ukweli ndio tu.
Bas.
Yeah.
What else?
Hi, it is what it is. Okay, fine. Let me just go through some comments real quick over here. Yes, there's Felista who says, you're my inspiration, but I would really love to know who inspires you.
Wow. Who inspires me?
Yeah.
Hey. Swali na kuanga ngumu hiyo, because I think the people who inspire me, I'd start with one of my late aunts, Aunt Joyce, because Aunt Joyce lived her life to the fullest. Like, for her, she loved what she loved. She was serious about what she was serious about. And even if she was going to be last minute with anything, it never phased her. She'd still get to do what she did and still have fun.
Yes.
So she inspired me because she lived a very full life, and I admired her for that. That she passed away 8 years ago. No, it's not 8 years now. It's 11 years ago. Yeah, it's 11 years ago. I still look up to the way she lived her life. I look up to, on a professional perspective, I look up to Oprah and what she's been able to do with her life and changes
Yes.
and the battles and things she's gone through, despite being a big name. You know, being a big name, and people start to assume you don't have a natural life,
By the
and
way,
that you're not human.
people look at you
You know,
like you're like a small demigod.
And you're not. We have problems, go through stuff, and we cry, and we get broke, and I mean,
Yeah,
so
as
she's
in
been
you
through
go
some.
through the same cycle of life that everyone does. However, not many people feel like you, in your actual right, you actually do. Big shout out to Farah Miss, who's just said that. Yes, so true. Do you let them deal with that? Yes, Steve Biko said submission. Correct. Submission is coming on the same page. Yes, Farah has always said that this word submission is always misunderstood. There's Macau who's quoted Ephesians chapter 5 verse 2. And yes, there's Boniface Idi who has just said no questions, just mad respect to Kalekye. So that's how we're going to do it. Kalekye, thank you so much for joining us on the VIP section. It's been awesome. It's been fun, it's been awesome, it's been great, fam. Hey, guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. Right now, what we're going to do is we're going to... Kalekye, is there anything you want to say before we say bye-bye?
Before we say bye-bye, I just want to say a big shout-out to all the fans who, you know, tuned in and asked questions or even just got to know what it is that we do. A lot of I know you asked me about keeping a low profile. I believe in staying humble and just make your moves quietly.
Yes.
Let them see them when they have happened. You don't have to shout out and tell people, oh, I'm this, I'm that. I don't believe in that.
Yeah.
Because the fear of God, he can take it all away.
In one swoop.
Staying humble, stay humble in whatever you do. Be true to what you do, and you know, keep supporting DJ Mr. DRU over here. He really works hard at getting this set up. You know, you can see all his to details there. Unaweza mutumia kakitu ni DJ na hayuko kwa kazi zako nje. So do something like that.
That's
and then make sure you subscribe to Live and Uncut. That's on KM Network. Go to YouTube, subscribe, because I'll be starting new episodes soon. And as always, KM Radio, which is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 to 8. And soon enough, turn that conversation into a podcast. I mean, there's a lot coming. Oh, and there's a radio training. I've decided I'm going to do a radio training. I'm tired of people always asking me, I want to be on radio. What do I do?
By the way, you need to do a radio training. And one of the most pertinent things about it is because there's so many things that people just wing when they're trying to do it. Talking about length structure, hour clocks, keeping to all, as in, there are people who just go and say that, you know what, I'm good at this, let me do it. And the basic fundamentals on how you are supposed to be, it's crazy.
Work. It's not just at we woke up like this. No, it's work, it's planning. If you ask this guy here, Mr. DRU, how he planned for this show,
wait. Hapa ni kazi. Hey, I'm telling you.
For the young people who want to get a head start on how to get into radio, the getting in is still difficult because you really have to push. It took me 5 years. I don't think it will be easy for anybody else. But the basic principles, if you have them ahead of time, you'll be better for it, and it will be affordable. So just look out for those trainings. They're coming to you soon. And thank you so much. Yeah.
That's amazing. Before we go, big shout out. There's Morris David, there's Brown Skin Lamba Lolo, and there's Sheiks Kamuyu on Facebook and Twitch. They've said, awesome, big ups and salute. It's everything. Hey. And then from there, who else is here? Bas. Felista Njiku, you have said it 17 times. It is the next song. I'm gonna play My Baby by Kalekye, and that's how we do. We're getting into the music. Big shout out to everybody who tuned into that live vibe. Right now, what I wanna do is I wanna drop fire jams. Let's just drop jams until 10 p.m. But big shout, thank you so much, Kalekye, and have an excellent evening. This is how we say, that's how we hang up that Simu. Where is that call button? Yeah.
See you.
Bye. Laters. Hi fam, that's how it is. So big shout out to all y'all. Thanks a lot. Thanks a million for tuning in to that vibe. That vibe has been excellent. It's a VIP section. Mr. Drew Live. We've been kicking it with the one and only Kalekye Mumo. If you've missed it, you'll rewatch everything on my stories. Nice and proper. But ayabasi. Let's get back into this vibe because you know how we do. You know how we do. We're about to make sure that you guys have an excellent to party. So there's yes, Felista on Jeku 528. You know that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. Yeah. Steve Biko, you've said the fact that Kalekye has been so consistent in mainstream is proof that go hard for what you want. That's exactly what's up. Dennis Wamo, thank you so much. You've said this is excellent. Thanks for bringing Kalekye Mumo to us, to speak to us. Thank you so much. No worries. Thanks a lot. I do all this for y'all. It's not for me. It's all about y'all. So this is how we're going to do it. Let's start with my baby, then we get into the party mode kidogo, all right? This is the showstopper, Mr. Drew.
Mr. Drew. Mr. Drew. You're live in the mix with the all-star Mr. Drew.
It's throwback. Come on. Come on. I'm taking you throwback party people. When's the last time you heard this? We're going throwback Kenyan kidogo.
Yeah. Kaiza sheki lako bila mpango. Sheki kao umelipo na kitano. Wetu sheki. Kaiza sheki lako bila mpango. Sheki kao umelipo na kitano. Wetu sheki katama. Kata kibata. Ruka kibata. Sheki ma.
One time, come on. What do you mean?
I bought you a Rolex, I bought you a watch. Sababu na nyamsha gari left on the road. What do you want? Another big lock. Ama unataka ninunue once again, you're an African.
Remember Bumba Clan?
Why don't you ever keep time? Okay, I'm an African rhymer.
Never keep time.
You're just an African time. You're an offender.
Kuchelewa.
African time. You're an African time. I say African time. You're an offender. Kuchelewa to you.
I woke up mapema kama nimefurahi. I put on a shati na nikajifunga tai. So I went down for chai na maho za mayai. Kufika huko zito hata milk hajabai. Joe, madam, boss hata elewa. Hii ni job ya tano na bado mina
One time, come on.
enyewe
What me say?
I just went for Jobomi nikiwa na ubao na dress za ubao nikazal.
Yes sir.
Do not touch my car. It costs too much money. Do not touch my car.
Omera.
All the streets to do not touch my car. You will not find.
Omera.
Touch my car.
My guys from outside.
My car. It costs too much money. Do not touch my car. All the streets to do not touch my car. You will not find my car. Touch my car. Daily, every morning, we think to wash my car. I scrub it, wax it, make it shine like a star. You know I like my car, that's the way I like my women. Classy, flashy, and soft to the touch. Most of all, very unique, deadly, lovely. This what
DJ Cisse.
we this danger system. From you, do not touch my car. It costs too much money. Do not touch my car.
Come on.
You're live in the mix with the all-star Mr. Drew.
That's right, man. Backtrack. Let go.
Get up with your butt, let's go. Lady by the bar, what you waiting for? We just hot stepping on the floor, having a good time. So show me what you know, show me what you got, and show you how to flow. Show you some new tricks, I'll show you Fumbo. Teach you how to do it bigger than a jumbo. Jet, hey, so tell them jumbo. Oh, in my new white tee, too fresh for the club, fresh for the party. I brought the sun on my chest and the sun on my wrist, now you all can't see. Hey, now you wanna go home, so you're picking up the phone, like the hell's going on? Damn, I think you're trapped in the zone, lost in the haze, but you ain't going home. I'm gonna make you dance, I'm gonna make you dance, I'm gonna make you
You knew that
dance.
one was coming. One time.
And don't be confident in you if you're not confident in yourself. So when you look in the mirror, just tell yourself, yes, I'm a big shot. Yes, I'm a big man. Check out my big watch bus, cause I am big time.
One time.
And I'm a big shot.
Hey.
Yes, I'm a big man.
Hey, Sam
Got
Macau.
my big watch bus,
Wago Julius Karibu.
big time. I'm a big deal.
Bigger Kengele.
Big deal. Typical African man. Yes, I'm a big deal. A big deal. A big deal. Typical African man.
We're going live until 10 p.m. fam.
I go to the club.
What me say?
No space for me. Space for me. I still check in.
Make space for me.
Tell the waiter there. Get a drink for me. And for that lady there. And for that lady too. Cause I'm too sexy for my clothes. I am too sexy for my shoes. Too sexy for this club. They say my tracks, baby.
Look at you.
Too sexy for this car. Too sexy for these girls. Yes, I'm a superstar, man.
What do you say? Come on.
Yeah, it's your boy, my
You're live in the mix with the all-star Mr. Drew. You're live in the mix with the all-star Mr. Drew.
Unataka nini?
Unataka kuroll sonko, so what you want? Unataka nini? What you want? Unataka nini? What you want? Unataka nini? Unataka kuroll sonko, so what you want? Unataka nini? What you want? Unataka nini? What you want? Unataka nini? Unataka kuroll sonko, so what you want? I'm sure you don't mind. I'm buying them drinks up in this club, let's waste no time. Is that your man?
Let's say goodbye.
Because I'll take you from his hands when I count to 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Say goodbye. I can see bigger things in your life. Come find on me. Let's talk about me. Me quando qual when you saw the drinks on me. Come find on me. Let's talk about me. Me see your haters in a PhD. Come find on me. Let's talk about me. One and only Prezo or CMB. I'm buying them drinks up in this club. Tell me what you want. Unataka nini? You gon' make us sport when you parking lot. Tell me what you want. Unataka nini? Najua kiu ya kupiga shot. Tell me what you want. Unataka nini? Unataka kuroll sonko. So what you want? Unataka nini? Tell me what you want. Unataka nini? What you want? Unataka nini? Unataka kuroll sonko. So what you want? Unataka nini? What you want?
Matrix Marathon. Hey, Ita waiter. Ita waiter. Ita waiter. Ita waiter. Ita waiter. One time. Ita waiter. Fire! Ita waiter. With this smell of ice. It's my lager. Just come out. Leta konyagi bana. Na Johnny Walker. Pia na famous Kraus. Smell of vodka. We, sijamada order. Skiza, kuna vice right hapa. Sawa, leta na zapa. Chumvi ndimu na tequila. Guinness, Gilbey's, Amarula. KC Joe, leo tunashura. Dance floor tumeingia leta. Kwanza fanya nini? Ita waiter. 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 That's right. Anture. Electric DJ. Get 9 done.
I'm gonna find you.
Remember Bricky Cho.
Wherever you are, I'm gonna find you. Near or far.
1, 2.
Bricky Cho. Oh, Bricky Cho. Bricky Cho.
Come on.
Bricky Cho.
Anture.
Bricky Cho. Bricky Cho.
This is Steve Mystery. It's your boy Kalekye Mystery. And I want to introduce this young lady to you. She goes by the name of Nessa.
Kalekye Mystery. Big shout out Nessa.
DJ play the music.
She lays the vocals nice and proper.
Believe I like that beat. Down low, down low, down low. I like that beat. Down low, down low, down low. I like that beat. Down low, down low, down low. I like that beat. Down low, down low.
Sing already, are you on it? Low in a car, we are balling on this. Me me rock shop, look sick in this. 6'1" fits this, females love this. Kalekye Mystery, your boys on top of this. Robbing your girls on my case. Hey yo, mimi najisare na my white crate. Left right cocktails, nani kwenye hotel. Excuse me girl, me na like pandezote. Cocktail dress, got you looking like a mermaid. Hot steps baby, me back you many Thursday. Shoes so red, got the pushing tripping on track. Big boy, you like this flow. Light this flow up, make it roll. Mash up for you, 1, 2 proja, 1, 2 ola. Down low, oh yeah.
Let's check, freak, come dress, heels check, play.
One time.
DJ play the music, wanna book.
Listen.
We have that let's check, freak, come dress, heels check, play, check. DJ play the music, yeah, you know.
Sing along, say.
I like that beat. Down low, down low, down low. I like that beat. Down low, down low, down low.
Avuta pumzi, we, avuta pumzi. Longomba zonafanya mambo. Avuta pumzi, longomba zonatetemesha. Avuta pumzi.
Jamani nisikilizeni, munisikilizeni. Jamani nisikilizeni, munisikilizeni. Kuna wanawake warembo wenye marasa na mapacha weupe na ni wazuri kinyama. Jamani nisikilizeni, munisikilizeni. Jamani nisikilizeni, munisikilizeni. Kuna wanaume wengi wenye vifua na warefu na wenye nguvu na ni wazuri kinyama, lakini tujichunge, pengine wanao
mdudu
wanatuacha
wanna go
wanatuacha wanna go. Avuta pumzi, we, vuta pumzi. Avuta pumzi, we, vuta pumzi.
Let me do something different.
I'm gonna have a party in my backyard. I'm gonna have a party.
Let me take you back different.
Lord of mercy, whoa.
One time, say.
You're all invited to make you unite. Let's live and walk.
It's a party on my live stream. Come on.
Said it is time. We all had some fun under the sun. Said it is time. We all had some fun under the sun. Said it is time. We all had some fun under the sun.
Are you ready?
No, you won't need it in the place that I am from. 'Cause peace and love are the order of the day. Ooh, yeah, now that's what I say, and that's what I play, and that's what I pray. Ooh, Lord, at the party.
They ugly.
Señorita, saito nyako moro manyinga che nyakisumu tamoseni. Hai madam, mambo sawa sawa. Kawaida biashara sio mbaya. Wajua na kupenda tunyinginga. Paulina, Carolina, Okawinjo, Agneta, Margarita, Opamo Marita. Juanita, Chikisinga, Petronila, Pascalia, Mabendeta. Okinyo Maira, Timadango, Johnny Walker.
Sambuka.
Dagi moro ni monda check ni makani. Afim ni makani ni monda check ni makani.
Big shouts everybody. Thanks for tuning in. You've been to the showstopper, Mr. DRU.
Oh, we are. Talk, man. Tomedawa. Limonda mie. Medo u. Medo wa. Oh, we are. Talk,
Big shout everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a proper party. We had Kalekye Mumo. It has been excellent. It has been fun time. It has been a good show. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. Instagram, big shout out to you. DJ CC Festus_Thorn. Thank you so much. It's been excellent, fam. Big shout everybody on Twitch and big shout everybody on Facebook Live. Thanks, y'all. You guys have kept me company. We'll do this again. We're gonna do this again. We're gonna do this again tomorrow. Tomorrow it's actually all about cocktails, right? Yeah, Facebook fam. Listen, Facebook and Twitch. Tomorrow is all about cocktails. You see behind me. Let me adjust. Can I adjust nicely? Yeah, you see what's behind me. You see that? You see Henny. You know how the party is gonna jump off. It's gonna be properly lit. So that's how we're gonna do it. Big shout out to everybody who tuned in. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, fam. Bless up. Instagram. Thank you so much. It's been great. It's been excellent. Till the next deuce.
Mr. DRU.